by God, he was right. Like, we should have listened to his warning. We should have heeded what he was trying to tell us. We should have taken it to heart and followed it. We rooted for the wrong dragon user in the last Yu-Gi-Oh, people. Revolver was right. That is what we have just learned. We needed to listen to this man. Listen to him. He plays fucking Dragon Link. He was right. Everything Revolver said throughout all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Reigns is fucking correct. That is what has just happened here. I did not expect this. Okay, it was kind of building to that, but holy shit, there is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We should have listened to Revolver. His means may have been a little too extreme, but he was fucking right. Proof Yu-Gi-Oh! Rivals are the best characters. Alright. So welcome everyone to Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s, where they just decided we throwing everything at you this week. Oh boy, like man, that ending twist there is something else, both in presentation and its implications. But let's not make mistakes. The rest of the episode was pretty good too. This is how you know Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s is very good, because if this was the last two Yu-Gi-Ohs, it would have been 20 minutes of filler, and then 2 minutes dedicated to the big revelation we got. This one's like, no. They did what would be considered a full episode's worth of story, and then at the end there, they just unceremoniously just throw this huge-ass monkey wrench into things. And they just kind of go with it, and I kind of dig it, because even though, yes, I do for the most part like my plot revelations to be the focus of any given episode, this gives you this weird uncertainty of you genuinely do not know what is going to happen next. You do not know when the next big plot point will happen in Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s, and I appreciate it considering how generically stupid the last one was given to us. So yeah, let's of course talk about the other stuff in this episode, because I could go on about this twist forever. I probably could. Don't tempt me. But let's start off with where we start off with. We open with the return of Asuna and crew, where we left off last week. They're going to tear down a building with children in it, and have already started this. Yep, that's a post-COVID world for you. So they're about to tear this building down. Yuga and crew notice them, and they of course go through the introductions where we do the joke again, how the clear himbo of the group, everyone's like, oh god, you're a 6th grader, and then the next guy, and then the pigeon is also in the school and a 6th grader. And also that pigeon is like the key to everything. The pigeon is the specter of this Yu-Gi-Oh! More brains improvements is what's going on here, boys. So then, of course, Asuna makes her big re-entrance, where we learn that she is not only loves machines, she is turned on by machines. Rank 10 put it best, that this is what Yu-Gi-Oh! Needed, a girl who's attracted to heavy machinery. Like, oh boy, that was something else. Clearly what is happening here is, because she's the right age, and she looks a little mature for her age, clearly what has happened is she has started going through puberty, and something is going very wrong in her brain. That is what is happening here. So then you assume what's going to happen is Yuga and crew will be like, no, you can't destroy the building, it's important for stuff. And then they'll duel over it, and Yuga will lose, and the building gets torn down. Actually, no. The building just gets torn down, and everyone's standing on the side there. Well, that sucked. And also, like, none of these kids are wearing hard hats. What the hell? This is a construction zone. OSHA is gonna get so fucking mad at you guys. So then the building is torn down, and Yuga and crew are just kind of like, well, what the hell? And then, of course, naturally, it turns into a challenging for a duel, where it's revealed that students at this school, if you get challenged to a duel, you have to accept. And I love the way everyone treats it. Like, it's treated almost like this, well, of course this is what's going to happen. Duh! You know what show you're in. Just kind of a fun, different way of doing a very standard thing. Of course, naturally, this was all a trap. I actually forgot the pigeon gag. Like, proof you really can't forget what happens in this show for more than 5 minutes, because it will come back in the funniest ways possible. That was cute. So then the two duel, and we of course learn Asuna's backstory, which has many implications First and foremost, she was white as a little girl. She was a white toddler. Does this make her a Gyaru? What is happening here? So then, we find out as a child, and they said this a little bit earlier too, her family owns this big-ass construction company who helped make this city, and they were close with Goha, and the sort of setting up of the world to become like this. This is good world building in a vacuum, but when you think of this in terms of the greater Yu-Gi-Oh universe, what? So according to this episode, and we brought this up once before, the idea that the duel discs were made here by Goha for dueling. No, the duel discs were made by Kaiba so he could get revenge on his gay boyfriend. That is what happened here, damn it. So, yeah, so apparently this company at one point made a Steam-driven hologram projector for playing children's card games, and it is now lost. And because of this, the family has kind of never really forgotten it and just sort of done their best to get by. And there's 900, and there's like 1,000 rules to follow. And that scene where they're like 997 more to go was actually pretty funny. This is the implications here, because you saw those other duel discs. Who made those? Is this the same universe? It can't be if there are all these different duel discs that go against the original continuity, but it also sort of is the same universe, because in that same episode, we saw a bunch of the OG monsters. So does that mean Yugi, Kaiba, Joey, and everyone still exist? Is it they exist, but it's different? Are these just popular monsters from the time? I mean, Summon Skull was obviously a very popular monster in OG Yu-Gi-Oh, but what is going on? What is happening? Also, did they... I can't even process all this right now. It's so fucking insane. And we gotta still talk about more shit. So then we get the duel, where we get what might be my favorite joke on the competitive game, and that is Rook going, oh my god, she doesn't use dragons, she used worms. What's the difference? Fuck if I know. We've all been saying that since Yang Zing showed up. Worm makes no sense unless you believe the theory that they were made so there wouldn't be another OP dragon deck out there, which actually that's probably true. So then the duel continues, and of course the implication at the beginning of the duel is if YGO wins, everyone gets to rush duel, and if he loses, she'll says it later, which of course means he has to lose, which he does to a new maximum monster. I'm sure we all knew maximum summoning was going to come back sooner rather than later. I didn't think this fucking soon. So then, of course, she wins, and the proclamation is Yuga and crew have to go back to Goha's 6th, when, of course, the two twins pop up back up again as they came back from Plot Convenience Land. Okay, to be fair, they didn't make us sit on that long. So there's that. And apparently you can just transfer schools because you lose a duel. Again, what is happening with these children? So then the duel ends, and I hope we get more scenes between Yuga and Asuna, because I really sort of like the idea that this is a girl that is held back by her past. She wants to do right by her family, and it sort of insinuates she wants to reclaim their style, and she doesn't want to rush duel because it breaks tradition. And that's an interesting contrast to Yuga, who is all about look forward, throw out everything old, try out new things, all this stuff. I really hope these two get some screen time, and based on the way they're setting it up, I think they will. I'm kind of looking forward to what they do. I look forward to everything with this show. This is just bonkers. So then, of course, we're running out of time. Too much Yu-Gi-Oh! Also, her maximum summon monster looks really cool. I'm a little annoyed that both her and Nails are both basically just dragons, and Yuga's is a Gundam. So hopefully we get sooner. More variety of that later. So then, we should probably end off with the big twist that society is being run by a drone. This is what Revolver was warning us about. The machines and the AI will take over. They did! They're literally running a 1984 society. Okay, if we follow the implications, Goha probably always had a very firm control and grasp over the city. That seems to be the logic here. But I think the idea is supposed to be what has really pushed them forward is this helmet manipulating the wearer. Also, that dude is fucking dead. There's a dead body. And also that would explain probably why he just like giggled when he was on the phone with someone in his like only line, is probably because everyone knows the helmet is what's really running the show and the body is just like they're dying. That man is dead. And so then, of course, I can't even remember her name. Oh my god, so much. The legal lolly takes the helmet, puts it on. I thought that was funny. She just immediately was like, okay, I'll be president. And then, like, you see it sort of shock her, which I think is probably going to implement that the helmet is manipulating and controlling the wearer's brain chemistry, and it's probably going to end up being something like it's controlling her thoughts, and she's got to fight back to save probably Yuga and crew and her son, and that sort of thing. That's probably where that's going, but I just think the ride is going to be so fucking worth it. Oh my god, so much fucking happened. And I loved every second of it. This is so fucking good. I mean, you can always make the gripe that YGO, once again, the way lost to the antagonist using a maximum card, that's its own whatever. That's just how these kind of anime work. So yeah, that was this week's Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s. Lot to fucking talk about. Love talking about it. We can spend hours talking about what I've said with Revolver, but oh fuck. So anyways, TCG question of the week. We got to wrap this up. I think about 2 hours ago, if not earlier, and this was just the first I was seeing it, the dice from the next, like, Legendary Duelist box set thingy were revealed. A lot of people are interested mostly in the Kaiba Corp die, which I think has already been revealed to be a short print. But which die are you most interested in? That one's neat, but I really like the Blue Eyes Alternative one. It's a cool color, and I think Blue Eyes Alternative has such a great profile. And I hope we get more dice in the future like this. But answer that below. And as always, click to like, click to subscribe, and join me next week for God knows what.